Hey, down there, that's what I'm reviewing. I'm reviewing Glass Cloud's album, the Royal Thousand. First off, about this album, first thing I thought of when I was listening through it and whatnot, when I got to the very end, my first thoughts would be, this. It reminded me of Periphery. Like it has that Periphery style. The vocals are nothing extremely low or extremely high. They're pretty mid-range. They're good. Um, some clean singing. A couple songs have like a verse chorus, type of arrangements. Other songs just kind of like flow and progress. Um, a lot of the riffing and whatnot is very how would you say it? Bouncy, bendy, genty, whatever you will. Um, it's kind of like the guitar has that like especially in a couple songs like if he dies he dies, there are a couple songs they'll do like in that song there's a part where like they'll be playing along and then they'll kind of like have this like kind of get pumped up and like they're gonna break into something heavy or fast or like the breakdown kind of thing or whatever. It goes into something very like bouncy and bendy, like I was saying, like something kind of like a meow meow meow, like something like that. You know what I mean? Like if you listen to it. But other than that, the regular riffing, I guess, is sort of genty. I guess. I mean, some people don't consider that a music type or whatever, but you get the idea where I'm going at. Like a Meshuggah-y, Periphery-ish, like a, that kind of style with a, you know, uh, what am I thinking of? Like the riff that they'll use, they use it like over and over again, like to like it's very played out, and they'll use it for a little while, and like they'll break into some heavy parts and stuff. But that's a general, I guess, my view on the riffing, pretty much guitars. Bass is good, I guess. I mean, never really talk about bass, but bass is good. The drumming it's average. I'm gonna say largely average. When you really get into the metal world, I mean, yeah, you could say this drummer is really good, that drummer is really good, but in honesty, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's, he really fits in. He's a good drummer. Don't get me wrong. It's just he's average. In the world of drummers nowadays, he's largely average. He's when you find a drummer that completely blows you away, you say he's the best drummer. He's largely average. Vocally, the screams, like I said, are mid-range. Some clean singing here and there. That's pretty much the gist of it. Like I said earlier, it reminds me of Periphery. Some of the clean sung parts that have a nice, how would you say it? A nice feeling of ambience and melody, but still retaining that like gent-y style. You know what I mean? Like how gent bands sometimes will do that, or whatever you want to call them, progressive death metal, Jimmy metal, or whatever you want to call it. But it just goes to like what am I saying now? Losing my train of thought here. It still like has that feeling of ambience and you know what I mean, that really clean sound, like something like you get that sort of volumes feeling to it, or Periphery, like I've said Periphery a couple times, but that's just the feeling I get from it. Overall, it's a very good album though. I mean, I said the drummer is largely average, but the guitarist, big popular name, the guy that used to be in Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza, Josh Travis, pretty sure. Very excellent guitarist. Like, I'm talking about the riffs and whatnot. Very good riffs. Very, very entertaining in a way. Like, it keeps you listening. It's very attention drawing, and although after a while, it seems like an album can be a great album if it sometimes will, you know, maintain its impression on you throughout that 7 track 6 to 9 sort of dip. Sometimes track 7 to 9 there's a little bit of a dip. I felt by track 8 I was kind of lost in it. Like I kind of in a way stopped listening. Like not, you know, it just kind of blends in. Like you're listening to it and you're kind of playing a video game or something like that, and then you just look over like, whoa, it's on track whatever already. It's not so bad that I would be listening to track 3 and then get lost. It was somewhere around 7 or 8, which says a lot for a band like that. I mean, Periphery, I like them, but I usually get lost somewhere around track 6 or 7 and pick back up later. You know, it just happens with me. I've never been like a huge fan of music like that. Volumes, I'll probably get lost around track like 2 or 3. But that's just me. That's my musical taste, I guess. I mean, a lot of people would love this band, and they're very talented. Don't get me wrong. I think it's one of the like best new talents in metal. It's just my opinion on the album and everything. Overall, if you really listen to it and go in depth and everything, I think it's something. It offers something, definitely. It's not one of those albums that offers nothing and you don't know why you bought it and it's a mistake of a purchase. It's something that definitely offers something to everyone. You know, what else is there to say? I pretty much summed it up, in my opinion, I guess. Overall, I think it's a pretty good album. About a 7.5 to 8, 7.5 out of 10. And overall, it's a good listen. You know, it's just my opinion on it. I've never been big on music like this, or like their genre, I guess, but in a way, they kind of pull away from gent, if you will, and really have something in their own, which is pretty cool, which I'm always fond of. Whenever bands sort of, you know, make a genre of their own. This band does a decent job of that. I think Josh does a great job of this. The production on the album is pretty great. I think it's very top notch. It's just one of those albums that's very good, but it's not quite great to me. Like, it's not amazing. It's not throw a parade in its honor, but it's definitely worth a mention. It's definitely worth a review. I think everyone should check it out. That's pretty much all I have to say. Have a good one.